Hello, my name is Lucas Cutler, and for my video summary, I'm doing mine on the classical period. The classical period started in the mid to late 18th century and lasted until the early 19th century. The classical period was the complete opposite of the Romantic period. The Romantic period was all about nature, all about self-expression, rebellion, breaking the rules, showing more emotions, being bigger and louder, and people just doing their own things. And for classical period, on the other hand, they were more restrained, more emotionally balanced, like keeping their emotions in check. They had many rules in place for maybe their songs, maybe just in general in their life, and their music had very good structure. They were all of the songs in this period were similar in some way, and it was with their structure. And then everything was looked at as happy, perfect, and beautiful, but it was not always that way. And some elements of classical style are elegant lyrical melodies. All of their melodies would be very sing-songy and be very elegant and like seem like it was made for people of higher power to be listening to. And along with this, they were symmetrical and had a very narrow range. They wouldn't get too high or too low with their range. They would be very consistent throughout the entire piece. And then they had repetition and sequence. Whenever they didn't have repetition, they normally had sequence in their pieces. They would have like different sections of music that would be repeated the whole time, or just general repetition. Now I'm going to talk about the Enlightenment culture. Many aristocrats in Europe were at the time listening to classical music. This is the type of people that would listen to classical music, were the aristocrats or people with a lot of wealth would be listening to this music. And around the time of classical music was the time of the steam engine, the cotton gin, electricity, and vaccinations. And in this time, people idolized the Greeks and the Romans with their music and their buildings. And this is where the patronage system came into play. This is where a aristocrat normally would hire a musician to be basically their personal musician. They would make them, or not make them, but they would pay them to play whatever they wanted them to play. So the musician could not play what they wanted to play. They had to play what their owner told them to play. And this gave musicians some economic security so that they could make some money. And now I'm going to talk about the difference between concertos and sonatas. Concertos were more like political rallies than musical pieces. They had three movements, and all of their pieces started out fast, and then the middle got slower, and then at the end picked up the pace and was fast again. And then at the end of every piece, they had an improv solo at the very end. And then the sonatas were designed to be more intimate pieces. They were normally 1 to 2 performers, and then they either would have just one piano or just 2 instruments. And I'm going to play you a sonata by Mozart called Ein klein Not Music. Now, I'm pretty sure that you have heard that song, and it is one of Mozart's most popular pieces. And one place that I have heard it was from Tom and Jerry. But anyway, this was my video summary on the classical period.